43 stopping the vehicle Central and 40th Place. 13L30 is behind the unit.
Sit back and relax. Your group therapy session has started. Welcome to Alone and Unsupervised.
Hey guys, welcome to another session of Alone Unsupervised. As always, I'm Isaiah. So, we realized that we've been pretty law enforcement heavy these last couple of sessions, so we're going to take a break from that. And maybe talk about something a little comical, maybe a little serious, maybe a little whatever, right?
This is actually going to be our take 2 on Barracks Life.
Oh, yeah. So, today's session topic is going to be Barracks Life, take dose.
Yes. So, a couple sessions ago, I think we were initially going to go down this pathway.
We started talking about schools and Barracks Life.
I don't even think we got schools, but you brought up something else, and
Well,
we just went.
we got to one school.
We went right down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
and
we stayed there for the entire session.
We did. So this is going to be our second attempt at Barracks Life.
Yeah.
Barracks Life is very different from, I think, what most civilians would know.
It's like a military fraternity is the easiest way to say it.
It's probably the best example.
Yeah.
Except, well,
more alcohol, more violence.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it is.
Yeah.
And even though I was Army, Isaiah was Navy,
mm-hmm.
I would almost go out on a limb and say that I'm pretty sure, despite the differences in services, there's probably a whole lot of similarities.
Well, speaking of Barracks Life, so you may notice that if you've ever been in our TikTok lives, you've seen that we have a dumpster fire sticker.
Yeah.
In the intro to our sessions, we have a dumpster fire, right? Eventually, we're going to go further down a rabbit hole on merchandise around a dumpster fire. So I got the idea for the dumpster fire from real world experiences. So I was with 2nd Battalion 1st Marines, which is located on Camp Pendleton. And within Camp Pendleton, it's on the West Coast, it's in California. Within Camp Pendleton, there's other camps, right? I was in Camp Horno, which is Latin for oven, because it was always hot, right? Well, every time before 2-1 deployed, the dumpsters caught on fire. Somebody would light the dumpsters on fire. And that's kind of where I got the dumpster fire idea, was because every deployment was a dumpster fire.
I mean, I was all about it because pretty much our entire journey thus far
has been a dumpster fire. Our career. Well, our careers are good. Our job is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it definitely can be. I mean, if I had the option to pretty much change every call type, I would change it to a dumpster fire. That seems like what we deal with the most. But
yeah. Hey, dispatch, can you change this to a dumpster fire?
Yeah.
Thanks.
But I mean, when it comes to Barracks Life, there's just something so different about it.
Yeah.
And as much as you may hate it in the moment,
you'll miss it.
You will miss it. You'll fondly look back at it and, remember some of those times.
Oh, yeah. Like, for instance, one of my best memories comes from, so I think our barracks were 3 stories, so there were 3 floors, right? And it, like, picture a hotel or a motel. You have a bunch of rooms next door.
The military, so probably more of a motel.
Yeah, not a hotel. Yeah, this is in the Air Force.
Yeah.
But picture a bunch of rooms on a floor, and outside is the catwalk where you would walk around each, room or whatever. Ours were 3 stories high. Well, we got the good idea one night at a barracks party to make a 3-story beer bomb. What we did was we grabbed the garden hose that was connected to the barracks, turned the hose on, flushed it, turned it off, cut it at a specific length of what we thought was good, right? Destruction of government property. Hashtag sorry for a sergeant. Yeah, I got that DD 214 now, so what's up? And then we cut the half of a 2-liter bottle, but we screwed the, like, where the cap would go on.
Ingenuity.
Like we screwed that into the garden hose, and it fit perfectly, which was shocking, right? And that was our funnel. We had a 3-story beer bomb. I'm here to tell you, dude, the velocity at which that beer and or liquor came out of at the bottom of that hose, dude, literally drinking from a fire hose. There was a lot of puking.
I am not surprised.
Yeah.
And it's weird because at least in the Army, it seems like every barracks is a little bit different. Some you have like 2-door room,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a shared bathroom with the room next door.
Same thing with the Marine Corps, from my experience on Camp Pendleton. Like, depending whether you were in the infantry or you were not infantry, for the infantry, we call them POGs, personnel other than grunt. Um, Rooms were different, and
Mm-hmm.
if you were in a POG unit, your room was substantially better.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's probably a reason for that, but
Yeah,
even there were other places where you still have like 2-man rooms, 2-person rooms, but you have like a shared bathroom.
yeah. Like, you have two people in a room here, two people in a room here,
No,
and
I
they
meant
share a
like
bathroom.
even a shared bathroom for the floor. So
For the floor?
there are still some of those well, at least there were still some of those in the
God, I'm
Army.
sorry for who hurt you.
Like it was almost like you would see in some, I guess, some colleges still.
Gross, dude.
Exactly. But and again, I don't know how the Navy did things, but the Army, we always had CQ.
I was never in Navy barracks besides being in boot camp.
Well, we always had we had CQ, and
Mhm.
that's where one person is basically de facto in charge of being accountable for the entire building
I would hate. Oh yeah, like
for a 24-hour period.
yikes.
And I mean, sometimes it was
Is that like roving duty?
no, you basically sat there at the CQ desk or in the CQ office, and you were there. You stayed up for 24 hours, and you answered the phone.
For 24 hours?
Yeah, 24 hours.
Bro.
And in essence, it was like you were you were chosen as the responsible one to be accountable to make sure nobody does dumb
So you were
stuff.
the smartest person in dumb person class.
In a way, but it rotated. So
So you had dumb people in dumb people class.
sometimes, yeah, you had, yeah. And so you would be responsible for, again, handling any phone calls that came in to the barracks. You would be responsible for um, checking and make sure nobody's setting anything on fire, like
So in
dumpsters.
layman's terms, you were herding feral cats
Yeah,
that were trained warfighters.
yeah, and some might see it kind of like as being the RA, the resident advisor,
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
a college or
yeah.
something like that. But it's much worse.
Dude, when you say so, okay, so being now that you brought that aspect into it, it's like off Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes.
I picture that guy is the one in the army that is in charge of the barracks for the night. Is you got Pauly Shore.
Sometimes that's how it worked out.
And for us, for our viewers that may be of younger age that don't know the movie I'm talking about, please go watch it. You will not be upset.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Um, no, which movie did you say?
Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore.
Yeah, okay, that's not
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. But he
But
was the army.
yeah, but it's one of those things where some people loved it, some people hated it. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, people don't like being up for 24 hours at a time, but some dudes would just embrace it. Like you'd be on CQ, and then your relief would, be coming to relieve you. And they're carrying down their gaming system,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and they loved it. They'll spend the entire time, almost the entire time, unless something important comes in. They'll spend the entire time playing video games.
Or I'm sure you had that one dude that was, I'm the hall monitor. I'm the monitor of the hall.
It wasn't those people were usually kind of dealt with very,
Rapidly.
yeah. But again, part of it too is people are signing in, people are signing out.
You find the duty just taped to a chair.
Yeah, but look,
That has happened.
you didn't have that.
Okay, so we didn't have people that would stay up for 24 hours. Ours was on a rotation. Like, so you would have the like the SOG or the COG, like the sergeant of the guard,
Mhm.
corporal of the guard, right? And they would be at like the HQ,
Hmm.
right?
Well, we had that. That was staff duty.
Right. But like we didn't have CQ. Now we had barracks managers where if you had a complaint, you would take it to the guy that was in charge of the barracks, and he would. But like that wasn't his. That was like a billet that he had, and then like he would go to the first sergeant, but hey, Lance Corporal Schmuckatelli's room has mold. We
Yeah.
need to address this, or we have a
Yeah.
new guy that needs like linens because he's new or something. He's checking in or whatever. But we had like normal duties. There was a duty hut, and I think theirs was 2 hours or 4 hour rotation. If you're a Marine, and I'm getting this wrong, my apologies. It's been a while since I've been in. But if you want to comment and correct me, by all means do. But I think it was like a 2 hour or 4 hour rotation, and you would every hour you were supposed to walk the barracks, make sure that
Mhm.
nobody's doing any tomfoolery, and then you would log it in the watch book that you did what you're supposed to.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how in the CQ is. It's like I said, I mean, every
What does that stand for, CQ?
charge of quarters.
Okay, okay.
So pretty much anytime I ever did it, it was a 24-hour gig.
That's
So
crazy,
you were there
dude.
for 24 hours, you're up for 24 hours. And most,
Now, did you get a decent rest cycle after that? Like they weren't expecting you to be at formation or muster or PT the next day, or what?
surprisingly, it depends on the unit. I've actually heard
I
of
could see that.
stingrays where people still have to like show up in formation and do
But hey,
whatever.
listen, I know you're late for 24 hours, but we got range today, so you got to go qualify in rifle.
Yeah, and so there's always a CQ, and again, it's making sure nobody's doing something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
If there is some sort of emergency, you call it in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, again, make sure people aren't fighting, aren't sneaking people into the barracks who shouldn't be in the
The barracks
barracks.
bunnies.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just one of those things,
Yeah,
and I, depending on the unit you were in, you
yeah.
either it wasn't bad or you just
Mm-hmm.
you dreaded it. It was going to be a 24-hour
Yeah.
burning white hot dumpster fire.
Now, let's bring up another aspect of barracks life, right? You were an Army medic. I was a Navy corpsman. Let's bring up barracks medicine.
Oh gosh.
So, I learned early on in my career from another corpsman that made he thought he was doing the right thing at the right time. What happened? Okay, so there's a Marine.
See what had happened
There
was.
was a Marine that got hurt in training, right? I can't remember if he rolled his ankle or whatever, but basically it was a non-serious injury, right? So Doc gave him some ibuprofen, which the standard ibuprofen in the military is 800 milligrams. Gave him like 4 of those out of his med bag. Here, take these. You'll be all right. Motrin, hydrate, change your socks. Standard stuff.
Mhm.
Later on, that guy popped hot on a P test. What'd you take? I don't know. Doc gave me 4 white pills, told me to take them. I just took them. Now, that corpsman knows that he gave him medicine, right?
Mhm.
He didn't go to the barracks and chart that in his medical record. So this corpsman is now on the hook for potentially this warfighter popping hot on a P test, even though this Marine knew what he did, but he hung his corpsman out to dry.
Yeah.
That guy's career got ended early because this Marine had no accountability and no integrity.
Yeah. Well, you talk about barracks medicine. I remember one time when I had actually just completed teaching a combat lifesaver course.
CLS.
Mhm. It's probably 1, 2 in the morning. I think this was a Friday night / Saturday morning. Um, soldiers were doing what soldiers do on the weekends.
Partying it up and eating a bunch of Pizza Hut
Yeah.
or
And
Domino's.
I get a knock on my door. And needless to say, after that knock on my door and after I had to be dealt with in that moment, I got everybody together and I took all of the needles out of their combat lifesaver bags.
Somebody was trying to do IVs in the barracks and messed up.
Wasn't an IV. It was a needle chest decompression.
What? Dude, please tell me that you did not have to address attention pneumothorax.
No, I didn't have to address attention. I had to address a treatment for attention pneumothorax.
Yo, that's not.
So,
In layman's terms, will you please explain that to the audience?
one soldier got drunk and let another soldier put a needle into his chest.
Like, where your lungs are?
Yeah. So,
Did that lung get collapsed? Because it was a nice, healthy lung?
luckily they did it wrong. They went at an angle, which I guess yay for me, but also fail for me.
Yeah. What, did it
Because
bounce off a rib or something?
it completely angled up, and it
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
Luckily,
Oh, they were going in like an IV.
by the grace, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Man.
again, needless to say, all of their needles were removed from their CLS bags immediately.
Yeah. When I first checked into 2-1, I gave all the Marines that were in my unit my number. Hey, you need anything? Call me, text me. I'll come running. Bells and whistles, right? Well,
How'd that work out for you?
well, at the time, I was married and I lived on base, but not in the barracks. I lived in a different part of base, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think Friday or Saturday night. I had just checked into my unit a day or two prior, right? And I get a random text from a number that I don't know because I didn't get all their numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have mine. It's good enough for me. Just tell me who you are. I open it up, and it's a man's generalist, and I'm like, whoa. My now ex-wife looks at the phone and she's like, what is that? And I was like, I'm assuming it's one of my Marines. I don't know. I text, hey, who is this? Right number, question mark. And they're like, yeah, hey doc, it's so and so. Can you tell me what these red bumps are on my stuff? And I'm like, well, what have you done? And he was like, he's like, short story,
Or
got a
were you
date.
from Tijuana?
Short story, got a date tonight, doing a little manscaping. And I was like, oh, simple fix.
Oh, I think I
Next
know where
time,
this is going.
go with the grain, not against. And he was like, oh. And I was like, maybe use shaving cream. And he was like, oh, that's simple. And I was like, yeah, but also come see me on Monday and we'll do some testing. Turns out there's razor burn, but it
I
was
thought
just
you were gonna say he like used some Nair or something like that and
no,
left it on too
it
long.
was just crazy. I learned in that moment that you need to be careful who you give your number to, and you need to be careful on words matter.
Sometimes pictures matter,
yeah,
and words before pictures might be helpful.
yeah, but yeah, it was luckily just a case of razor burn.
Wow.
That's just for the simple fact of why did you send that to me? His board got punched. Yeah,
Well, so it's funny because anytime you roll up to a barracks, especially either on a Friday or Saturday night or on a 4-day weekend, something like that,
72, 96. Yeah,
you never really knew what to expect. You
no.
were either going to see like a nice, quaint little building, or you were going to see like a
Mass
scene
carnage.
from Animal House.
Yes, also another movie that you should go watch if
Yeah.
you haven't.
And one might think that, hey, if I had the choice, I would want to see, that nice, quaint, quiet building. No, that's not really the case, too, because sometimes
They're like toddlers. If they're
they are.
quiet, something's getting broken.
Yeah,
Or someone.
for the parents out there, think to yourself, if you have a toddler and suddenly it
It's
gets
silent.
quiet, then they're trying to flush something down the toilet or they're
Swallowing a battery or who knows. You know what I'm
something.
saying? Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it
Dog's getting a
was.
haircut.
Yeah, that's how it was barracks like too. You
Yeah.
couldn't sometimes the point and quietness actually scared you more
Oh
than
yeah.
the
Yeah.
outward partying.
Yeah. So whenever I wasn't new to the unit. We had got back from our first deployment and we had our boot drop. Boot drop is when all the new Marines come into the unit. And now the Marines that have been around for a little bit off the first deployment, they now become senior Marines. Hope you're sticking with me on this one. So some of the Marines that have now become senior Marines are like, hey, everything that my sergeant did to me that I hated, I'm going to pass on to these guys. We're going to trauma bond, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had one guy that was notorious for random runs. Totally good. Like, got to be in physical shape. And the infantry is a cardio game. If you have no cardio, like, you're not very useful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my saw gunner, he knows who he is. If you're seeing this, what's up, buddy? Um, total gym rat, right? Well, he decided to take a double scoop of C4 that day. He was heading to the gym. Corporal texted him, hey, boots and utes, which is like boots, pants, and your skivvy shirt, no blouse, and battle rattle, which meant your plate carrier and your helmet. We're running the high-low trail, which was a trail that we normally ran. Well, he also threw in a telephone pole for them to carry, right? Log runs, what we
Mhm.
call them. And he failed to mention the fact that, hey, I just took a double scoop of pre-workout. I probably shouldn't be doing this much cardio. I wouldn't have done any good anyway. He'd have had to run anyway. I get a text, or no, I got a call, frantic, on my phone. Doc, where are you? I'm at the battalion aid station where I normally am at this time of day.
Mhm.
Cool. Grab your med bag. We need you at the barracks right now. I'm like, for what? They're like, dude, just get here. So I get there to the barracks. They're out, Doc, up here, up here, up here. So I run up to the room that they're in, and I run in there, and our saw gunner is pooping all over the floor, vomiting everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, what did you do? He's like, and this is a brand new corporal. He's like, dude, we just went on a run. That's all we did. I was like, hey, bro, what'd you do? And he pointed to the cabinet or his wardrobe. And I was like, hey, open his wardrobe. Let's see what's in there.
Sometimes that's dangerous in
Yeah.
itself.
And there was just C4 right there. And I was like, how much you take? And he holds up 2 while he's shaking and convulsing. And I'm like, oh my God. So instant lactated ringers, bolus, both arms. Finally got it flushed out of his system and he was good, but that was crazy. And then I took his core temp and it was pretty elevated. It wasn't dangerous levels yet, but it was in the hundreds. Yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, you never know what you're going to
yeah.
experience.
I mean,
And
literally, he was pooping all over the floor.
it seems like every barracks has like the same people, the
Oh
same
yeah,
cast of
yeah,
characters.
yeah.
You have your barracks rats who never leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you can't even get them out for chow.
You have your dudes that you never see work out ever, but somehow they're like a freak athlete,
Hmm. You
and they
have
eat like a freaking trash panda.
yeah, you have your takeout king who
Has like 37 pizza boxes stacked up, but he's
hmm
still built like a Greek god.
yeah, like you have your same cast of characters everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you
You have
have
your
your messy guy who their room somehow is a complete disaster.
Yep.
And then,
Smells like feet fungus.
yeah, and, you know, you'll have health and welfare inspections, but yet
Yeah.
when it comes time to do like a barracks inspection before, you know, any kind of big 3 day or 4 day, suddenly it's, you know, Martha Stewart came in and it's spick and span. I mean, I've seen, I've actually, I've seen some cases where soldiers have tried to hire maids to come in and clean their barracks room,
That's awesome.
you know. So basically their expenditures every month are uh, $2,000 car payment for their brand new Camaro they bought right off coast and are paying 36% interest on, and
Oh yeah. Super cool guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and a maid.
Yeah. I've also seen it where you would walk into a room to do an inspection and you can't see anymore because he used so much bleach
Hmm.
that you can't even walk in. You're like, yeah, it smells like bleach. Move on. His room's clean.
Or you walk into that like that fog of Axe body spray or
Oh
something,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Or somehow some Marine thought it was a good idea to combine bleach and vinegar.
Yes,
And now you have gas.
there's always one of those.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He's just
Also
like
the reason for TQ.
he's like a mad scientist, like bleach, fabuloso, vinegar,
Yeah,
Ajax.
pine oil.
Oh,
Pine oil is popular in the Navy as it is in the Army.
it's pretty popular, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much pine oil. If smells like pine oil, it's clean. That's
Yeah. Yeah, that's good times though.
hmm
I saw on Facebook. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I say like military schools, barracks life there, not much different, except now you have a varied cast of characters from all over the country.
Yeah, from different units and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, or like me, when I did the pipeline, I went from boot camp to core school to home for a little bit. Now I'm at my unit. Now I'm going to other schools, yada 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 yada. Boom. Now I'm in my unit and it's getting real.
Hmm.
Yeah. Fun times though. Fun times. And I'm sure there's stories I'm leaving out that I have just forgotten about because
Or your psyche has blocked
yeah,
them on
I mean
purpose.
I'm sober now, but like back then I'm pretty sure I was scooping the lights on like the Jim Beam distillery. I'm dead serious, man. Like I would start my weekend with a 12-pack of Shinerbach beer and a handle of Jim Beam, and that's how I started my Friday. Come Saturday, whole new 12-pack, whole new handle.
Mm-hmm.
Come Sunday, same thing. Yeah, it was rough. I'm surprised my liver made it out.
Oh yeah. I mean, surprisingly, I mean, most people when they get out of the military, they can put things like that on their resume of accomplishments, skills
Yeah.
gained in the military.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Um, I I shouldn't be proud of this, but the amount of drunken IVs I've put in the Marines
Mm-hmm.
while I am hammered plastered, I should have got a medical degree for
Well,
that.
and I will say too, it's not just I guess combat arms who has the monopoly on dumb decisions.
Oh yeah,
I
for
can't,
sure.
as a medic, I can't count how many times we've started IVs on ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how many foot IVs I've started on myself,
Yeah.
or whatever it may be.
Whenever I transferred out of 2-1 and went to work in the Naval Hospital, there were new corpsmen that were coming in that were brand new corpsmen, you know what I mean? And I was okay being a pincushion
Mm-hmm.
because I was the pincushion for my Marines. Like, hey, work on me, practice your IVs on me, totally fine. You know what I mean? And because there's like little you're able to make fake arms. You're like, you
Yeah.
take wraps, you take this, you take that, and but it's not the same.
No.
You know what I mean? Of pushing a needle through somebody's arm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was perfectly okay being a pincushion because the Navy taught me see one, do one, teach one. And I carry that in the law enforcement now, but that's where I learned it. See one, do one, teach one. And that's a very good model to teach people because it helps build confidence at a slow pace.
Oh yeah. I mean, my only requirement was if I see you close your eyes before you try and stick, nope, you better keep them eyes open.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I've had too many people, they get ready to put the IV in and then they'll close their eyes and just stick, or they'll like turn their head and stick. I'm like, kind of defeating the
Defeats the whole
purpose here
purpose here.
of
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a different life. And again, sometimes you look back at it and you're like, oh my God, that was fun.
Yeah.
And then you can't help but think when you were there, you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, this is so miserable. What am I doing? What series of bad choices did I make that
Yeah.
led me here? But now too, I'm seeing like I spent a lot of time in Port Irwin in California, which at
Mhm.
the time it was a hardship station, duty station, where
Mhm.
they didn't have barracks for family unless you were higher ranking officers or higher
Mm.
ranking NCOs.
So you got orders and your family couldn't come with you
Hmm.
because they didn't have housing.
Yeah, but now I'm seeing like plans of new barracks that they're building,
Mhm.
and I mean these look like
Taj Mahal.
pictures you would see on a page for a resort. I mean, I'm seeing like there's a plan for a barracks with a pool,
Mhm.
and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh,
So,
you're gonna regret that at some point.
oh yeah, for sure. Speaking of things like that, we're kind of getting off tangent here, but have you seen the new MREs they're coming out with?
I've seen some of this stuff, some of them.
Bro, like there's pizza MREs
Hmm.
now. Like, where was that when I was like when I was in, we still had veggie omelet. Ugh.
Well, I mean, they tend to not take away unless it's something people really like.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have the omelet
Yeah.
as far as I know.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Now I will say the veggie MREs, which is like the vegetarian MREs, they had the best snacks.
Oh yeah.
Like
They made up for it with snacks
like I don't know if you noticed, but I have like a gummy obsession
a little
because
bit.
the uh vegetarian MREs always came with the Twizzler nibs. I have a mad obsession with Twizzler
Yeah. And that kind of makes an interesting point. When it comes to MREs, I remember you were out in the field. Excuse me. You'd be out in the field, and I don't know if you've ever seen those like prison reality movies or prison reality shows where you have like these prison chefs who are like putting together ramen noodles with something else and something else.
Oh yeah,
And
like a prison pizza or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that was the kinds of things that you would see in the
Well, yeah,
field too.
yeah.
When you had some downtime, you would have these soldiers put together these weird ass
Or if you had the
combinations.
chocolate peanut butter spread or the jalapeno cheese spread, dudes would fight over that. Oh, that brings up something. Did you ever see First Strike bars in MREs?
Yes.
They were like the protein bars,
Mhm.
right? So the sticker comes off the envelope, right? And it was a thing in my unit where if you got it, you didn't want to get the First Strike sticker pinned on you, right?
Mhm.
And you would see dudes low crawling, like hey, and they're low crawling from like one platoon to the next platoon to get some dude with the First Strike bar. And they stand up and they run away, and while they're running away, they First Strike, and then you just hear it across the entire company, dudes screaming First Strike. It's stupid, but it was those things that got us through the field,
Yeah, we never went that extra. But
You'll see on our TikTok page, I have a First Strike sticker, and it's talking. I think the sound is Mortal Kombat. That's the basis of that post. It didn't get a lot of traction.
probably
Makes
not.
sense, yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, like I said, it was good times and
Oh yeah.
bad times. But either way, I mean, there's still.
hmm
I think the more we kind of think about it, the more the stories will suddenly come flooding through back into our
I
minds.
have a lot that are flooding in right now, but they're not for YouTube.
Probably not. Yeah.
Maybe when we set up a Patreon account, if we have one of those, maybe I'll throw some of those out for some premium content for people that are paying for that, because
And-
maybe then we won't get canceled.
yeah, that's true.
Right?
Well, and again, I want to take the time. Hey, tell us your Barracks life
Yeah, for
stories.
sure.
Put them in the comments, send us an email. Also, make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, hitting that
Yeah.
bell. Definitely stay in tune and maybe help giving us some more ideas for the future.
Well, and we have some new content ideas that we're working on.
Mhm.
We've made posts about it. We're always cooking something up in the safe house. So like, follow, subscribe. Like he said, ding the bell.
Do all those things.
Because you don't want to miss what we got coming up. And the feedback we're getting is pretty significant feedback. Before we crack the ammo can, I saw a Facebook post. This was, well, I see it every now and again on like veteran pages I'm a part of. There was a party at the barracks, and we didn't know it that it was the last party, and then we were all going to part ways.
Mhm.
You know, if you think about it,
It's true.
yeah, it was the last party, and nobody knew it, because you don't know you're living in the good times until it's like hindsight. Man, those were the good times. But now you're out of it. Anyway, ready to crack the ammo can? Like hang out with a goldfish or a squirrel or
Yeah.
something.
Shiny object.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember, pull and read. Don't pre-read it, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
You're so bad at pre-reading.
Damn.
My goodness.
All right. Closed casket is not a personality trait. Stay alive.
Stay alive. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.